Sir, great to have you with us.
Hey, Rush, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Hey, I got to tell you, first off, I can't begin to express to you what an honor it is to have the opportunity to talk to you after being a listener for over 20 years.
Thank you, sir, really, very much.
Nor can I express, or do I think you'll ever be able to truly understand what everything you have done over the years means to me and millions of people like me, especially in the beginning when there was no place else to go but your show and this forum, be able to talk about the kind of things we talk about here.
Well, I profess sincerely appreciate that. I really do. More than I have the ability to express. Thank you very much.
Anyways, Dittos just wasn't going to cut it. But I wanted to talk to you about the audio of the lady you were showing protesting the Romney event near Cleveland yesterday.
Yeah.
I swear to you, I'm 95% certain that was the same lady that was at the Toledo Romney rally that I attended. I attended that yesterday, and when I watched our local news broadcast in the evening, they explained very briefly that the protesters that were there apparently were, they were bussing them around, chasing Romney around the state. Even at that, there were only, and I counted them, and within 2 or 3, there were 55 protesters there. And I guess one of the reasons I wanted to point that out is that's encouraging to me that's, all of the lack of enthusiasm for...
It's a standard technique. It's a standard tactic. They do bust these people around. Now, this is video, this woman going on about how Obama gave her a phone. You think it's the same woman you saw in Toledo?
Oh, it certainly sounded like her. Believe me, I unfortunately had the opportunity to listen to her gaping maw go on and on for quite a while I was in line. So. Okay,
well, let me ask you this. You live in Ohio. You had 55 people being bussed around to protest Romney because if they weren't being bussed around, there wouldn't be any people protesting Romney. Do you believe that Obama's up 10 in that state where you live?
No, as a matter of fact, I've been following the polls very closely and identified the very stark difference between Rasmussen and the rest of them, and have been following that for quite a while. And I'm glad I finally heard you say yesterday, because I was trying to call early last week and point out the differences in these polls, likely voters versus registered voters, and the polling samples they're using that seem to be way out of whack. And I guess that what I wanted to point out to you, and that I finally heard you say, I believe it was yesterday, is that, one of the reasons they may be doing this is for Obama to hedge his bets against an unfavorable election outcome. Him trying to lay the groundwork to claim voter fraud or something.
Yeah, I think there are two things. There are two things possible here. I think one of the... And by the way, folks, let me explain to you. Some of this sounds like it'd be wildly conspiratorial. It's all based on intelligence guided by experience. I'm not grasping things out of the sky, or as the cliche goes, grasping at straws. This is stuff they've done. They try to charge voter fraud in every election. Hanging Chads, all that. Remember 2000, Gore here in Florida. It's a standard operating procedure. Plus, I know these people, and I really wish that if everybody, not even everybody, if just, I don't know what number, but if so many more people could just see and understand liberalism for what it is, then this would be all over. I'm no great sage. I'm no great Nostradamus. I just know liberals. And I know that they lie. I know that they have to lie. I know that they couldn't get elected promising to do what they are going to do. You think Obama would have gotten elected if he would have told you any of the policies he actually implemented? He wouldn't have stood a prayer, even as the first black president. It would not have happened. If Obama told you that he had planned this debt, this spending, nationalized health care, if he had told you that, if he had told you it was going to be this massive stimulus, if he would have told you that he wouldn't have cared whether the Republicans played along with him or not, he wouldn't have seen the light of day. They can't be honest. They can't run on their record. They lie. It's no more complicated. So, and they coordinate with the media. We know that. That's not a stretch. It's not even a complaint. It's a recognition of reality. So you have all these polls that show Obama running away with it. If he loses, They've got a built-in excuse to raise their rabble into a fitful protest over the fact the election was stolen. Is something they're entirely capable of doing.